Hello, and welcome to Shark Talk, the show that deals with the cast of The Shark is Broken. I'm going to allow my cast to introduce themselves and the characters that they play.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'll be playing Roy Scheider.
I'm Jeff Jones, I'm playing Quint.
I'm Corey Clark, and I'm playing Richard Dreyfuss.
The Shark is Broken, in case you're unaware of what this show is about the making of Jaws. Is written from the diaries of Ian Shaw, who is the son of Robert Shaw, who played Quint in the movie. The show deals with the rivalry between Quint and Hooper, played by Shaw and Dreyfuss. It's famous film history for being one of the most controversial sets in the 70s. The film dragged on because the shark, Bruce, was constantly broke, and Spielberg's decision to tape out on the open sea didn't make life any better. The show deals with what happens when you have three actors on a boat, bored as hell, and having to pass the time. So, let's start with Robert Shaw. How do you feel about the character you play, and what attracted you to the play?
Robert Shaw was a childhood favorite of mine. My dad introduced me to James Bond, so From Russia with Love was the first James Bond film that I saw, and it had Robert Shaw, and I've been a fan. Doing The Shark is Broken, I've been watching some interviews with Robert Shaw and everything, and find a lot of similarities in his approach to things and his philosophy on life and everything. So I kind of really enjoying that aspect.
What attracted you to be a distracted?
It's something I haven't done acting yet, portraying an actual person. I mean, there's approaching a character with backstory and your own insights into character development and study and everything. This is a completely different thing. There's an actual person that you then have to study, and it's something I haven't done and been wanting to do. And to do it for Robert Shaw is very good.
All right. You play Richard Dreyfuss.
I do, yeah.
So, what attracted you to want to be part of the cast of The Shark is Broken, and how do you feel about Richard Dreyfuss as a character?
Yeah, sure. So, I got excited signing on for this show because, working with Brandon and Jeff in Clue, we had so much fun, and they're such great actors. And when I saw who was involved in this, it was a no-brainer. I had to do the show. The role of Richard Dreyfuss is very terrifying to me because it's something out of my comfort zone, but it's also thrilling at the same time because it's not just building a character, I'm building an actor portraying the character in the movie. So it's kind of very meta.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of fun.
Brandon, you play the hero of the movie.
Yeah.
Not so much the hero of the show. Although,
That's me.
yes. What attracted you to want to play Roy Scheider, and what attracted you to the show?
The show is very funny, and it's I like the personal connection between the playwright and Robert Shaw, his father, and like sort of any homage to dads I'm pretty into. I like paying respect to his father's legacy, and he doesn't sugarcoat the rough edges of Robert Shaw, and you get to see that in the play, I think, right, Jeff? And it's a new work, so I was attracted to it being a new work that not many places have done before. This is the Berks County premiere of the show, so I'm very excited to be part of that. I don't perform a lot or at all in musicals, in the singing and dancing side of things, so any opportunity to act, I'm very excited to audition for, and I'm grateful to be here working with you again, as well as Corey and Jeff. So hope you guys are putting up with me. That's what attracted me to the Roy Scheider part, to kind of piggyback off of Jeff, was the challenge of portraying a real person and being respectful about it, trying to put my own stuff in it, because obviously I'm not Roy Scheider. I'm doing my best to portray his behaviors in the show, and I have been really enjoying going through interviews and listening to him speak and watching some of his old films and getting quite a history lesson actually in the process. So I knew it was going to be a fun opportunity for me as a performer to try new things, and that I would get something out of it personally. Because I have grown up knowing about Jaws, and I've seen Jaws before, and like you feel the impact of it in other media, and you notice the references of it, but to really kind of dive into the production side of things and learn about the actual people making the movie, that was what attracted me to
All right. This is the 50th anniversary of Jaws. Jaws has been around for 50 years. It was the first major summer blockbuster. It really changed the way movies work. And we had talked a little bit in rehearsal, because you had went back and watched French Connection,
Yes.
and you realized the pacing of films is different now than it was in the 1970s.
Yes.
So, have you watched Jaws recently? And if you have, how did you feel about the movie now, watching it? Obviously, it was released before you were born.
Yes. Yes.
So, how do you feel about the movie now, watching it? And does it hold up after 50 years?
I would stay kind of pre-rehearsal process, having seen it, and post, or in rehearsal process, watching it again. I don't really watch it any differently. I try to still enjoy the film just as a viewer, but having the appreciation of knowing some of the stuff that they went through, and watching some of the reactions in the movies that you hear about in interviews from cast and crew of like, oh, I wasn't acting then, that was a real reaction. You can kind of point to it and go like, oh, that's that moment right there. And I'm sorry, what was the other part of the question?
Does it hold up?
Oh yeah, no,
do you feel that Jaws still holds up after 50 years?
I do. I don't have the same criticisms that I have of the French Connection that we talked about the other day. No, I think the pacing of Jaws, you could, release essentially that same movie now, and I think it would play just as well, using whatever technology available today. I think if you kind of just did the exact same movie, I don't think it would have not been a success at any point in American film history. I think it struck gold when it did, and it continues to reverberate throughout the culture. So I'd say the evidence of its impact in film culture and just pop culture in general is evidence that it does hold up.
How about you guys? When did you find Jaws? You were older. You were younger. Obviously, you watched it probably on VHS or on cable when it came
On
out.
cable, yeah.
So, how did you guys find Jaws, and how do you feel? Does it hold up as a pop culture icon?
Absolutely, it holds up. I think it still holds up because of the lack of special effects and CG things. The fact that you never really see the shark except for in a couple scenes, and it's just the intense build-up. And I think if this movie were released today, it still would instill fear in people to avoid the ocean and not get in the water.
Yeah.
I was going to say something along those same lines. It worked because you didn't see the shark and the building of the tension and everything, specifically because it was broken. There
Right.
were scenes they were planning to shoot, and they couldn't. And I think that happy mistake would make it work. And what you said about with the technology and everything we have today, I think if somebody tried to make this movie today, not having seen this, if they just put this down, it would not be as successful.
It would be BBC.
Yeah,
The Meg or whatever.
The Meg,
yeah, the Meg, that's another famous, again, there's certainly no shortage of shark movies, and let's face it, it's because of Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
How many Sharknadoes are there?
Yeah, again, we probably wouldn't have Sharknado either, so, for better or for worse.
I think it'd be worse if there weren't any Sharknadoes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we may agree to disagree on that.
And on the fear thing, how I found it, I was young. I don't recall seeing it in the theater. I mean, I was pretty young, but I know I did see it when I was still under 10. I remember being very afraid to swim in the swimming pool at night with the big light at the end of the beam pool, just like freaked me out, and I knew a shark was coming out. And just,
Yeah, I know, I remember my aunts talking about going down to the shore and making the mistake of seeing Jaws. And then they didn't go into the sea that entire trip that they were down.
They saw it at the beach.
They saw it at the beach, yeah. So, while there is not a lot of dialogue lifted directly from the movie, there is an important scene that comes back 3 times in the play. It is Quint's very crucial monologue where he tells the tale of the story of the Indianapolis. You get 3 chances at this in the show, because very famously, Robert Shaw convinced Steven Spielberg to let him get drunk and do it. Trying to get very method-y in that whole 70s vibe of movie making. So, you have dialogue lifted directly from the movie. How did you prepare for that? And how do you feel about actually trying to recreate the actual scene from the movie?
well, I am still prepared.
Okay.
It's, I put it as the final thing to work on, and it's been a challenge that I've been looking forward to tremendously. I love that speech, and to try to do it justice will be an amazing feat if I can pull it off.
So a reason to come see the show is to see if Jeff can pull off the famous Indianapolis speech from Jaws. The shark has broken the play. It's the 3 of you in the boat. You, Sanity, you 2 are totally out of control. You are insecure. You're doing a whole bunch of drugs. And you're an alcoholic looking for your one last big shot. Is there anything in these characters that you relate to as a person?
Yeah. I think that's what drew me to the character of Richard Dreyfuss. Especially later on in the show when he's second guessing himself and just doubting. I think we all feel that at one point or another, taking on roles and acting. But yeah, there's the deep truth to that, the fear and the self-doubt and not worthy enough. Yeah, I feel that. Not to get down on the levity involved.
Go a little further. With Robert Shaw and the alcoholism and the addiction, I can relate to that in my own struggles with alcohol at times. And there's another relatable situation is he talks in the play about it's starting to interfere with his writing, which is the most important thing. And from firsthand experience, what alcohol can prevent you from doing things that you love. And so, yes, definitely relatable.
Alright. Brandon, anything that you found relatable to your character?
Oh yeah, I'm a human being just like Roy Scheider. So
Okay.
I feel like
full of knowledge and facts.
We have a lot of, oh yeah, no, I'm constantly quoting just useless information to anyone who will listen. Yeah, sometimes they don't even have to, I'll still just say it. I've struggled with some illnesses growing up, nothing quite as debilitating or as what Roy Scheider has had, but I've had people close to me who have been like bedridden for months at a time, and I know that's pretty rough. So I sympathize with that quite strongly. You know, I've had some of my own struggles with drinking, and you know, so watching kind of the possible future of what could have happened, like if I kept drinking, you know, I was dealing with things like that, you know, to the point where like it can affect your performance, just your memory, cognitive ability in general. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but this is still a comedy.
This is a
so,
comedy.
Yeah. But this is still a comedy.
I've actually
fun.
also been a cop at a small beach town in Martha's Vineyard, so.
Really, tell us more about it.
Yeah, there was this shark that came to town one summer, and the mayor wouldn't let me close the beach, and I really wanted to close it because people were dying, Bill.
Well, you know, but he needed the money.
Oh,
He needed- the town needed to survive. It needed to have that 4th of July.
I know, and I get that, but it's people's lives, man.
This is a comedy, so I can just say that. It is in itself a comedy, although, again, you can tell that there are darker overtones, as there is to most comedy. Comedy is rooted sometimes in, you know, some very dark places. But it is a comedy. So, how did you help find the comedy in some of these bits? Where do you think the comedy comes from?
Oh, I think a lot of it comes from Richard and Robert. You guys get the best opportunities to be so funny in the show, and I have to try not to laugh, which is a real problem because I like laughing. I like laughing a lot, and you guys are so funny with your zany antics and your raw intensity.
Well, definitely the bickering helps.
Yeah, you guys are arguing like siblings the entire time, so I'm sure parents will find it funny.
Well, I will say, even if you are considering, this is a definitely PG-13 show, mostly because of language. So,
I do get naked.
well, he doesn't get totally naked. He gets mostly naked. So, if that's a reason to buy a ticket, there you go.
Yeah, and that's where at least like 5 swear words. So.
And there's a lot of finger pointing going on. So, but getting back to those arguments between the two of you, do you guys find that fun to do, or is that something that's tough to do?
I'm enjoying that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a lot of fun. There's the constant banter back and forth, and it just feels easy, you know.
Well, it's because you guys actually hate each other. I know we look friendly right now, but you guys are mortal enemies.
Yes. Jeff is definitely trying to make a real actor out of Corey, because he is going to be the grit that makes the pearl.
I know Jeff didn't want to sit in the middle. He wanted me to sit in the middle so he wouldn't have to sit next to Corey, but I made him. You guys have to get along before the end of the run.
We got 3 weeks left.
Yeah.
There we go. It's not that Jeff's counting the days. Jeff's definitely not counting the
Putting
days.
a big X on the calendar each morning.
We are here in Genesius. The set behind us was built by our wonderful set designer, Randy Howe, who has done a wonderful job of recreating the inside of the Orca. Not completely finished yet. There's still set dressings and still needs to be painted. You're in for quite a sight when you come see a boat here on Genesius' small stage. So, if you were to tell somebody about this show and why they should come see it, now is your chance to now look into the camera and tell people why they should come see this show.
The play is very funny. You will laugh a lot. If you are a fan of the movie, you will get more out of it. And if you haven't seen the movie yet, I'd say watch it before coming to see us, so you actually get some of the references. But no, I think you should come see it because it's a very small, intimate show. 3 guys stuck in a box, just powder keg ready to go off at any moment. And it just might. So, get your tickets now.
I think these two people right here on either side are well worth the admission price to come see. I've just had so much fun working with these two. We were talking about the banter earlier. The intensity is still growing because once we have the scripts out of hand, we can actually really start working on the meat of the things, and that's just been a lot of fun. And a little bit on Brendan's thing. I mean, plays are good, so we need more plays in the world.
Yeah.
Gordon?
Yeah, we do need more plays in the world. I spent a lot of time like researching musicals, and I don't know that many plays, but this is actually a really good play. It's a nice, like, good contemporary play. It's not an Agatha Christie, or it's not a time period piece. It's something that I think everybody can like take away from and really enjoy, especially if you're a fan of the movie. Seeing these characters put together their differences and try to put this movie together, and it's just really cool. It's a really cool experience.
And I'll finish it. Why you should come see this show? It is a brand new piece of theater here in Berks County. It is recent, it's new, it's something topical. It is the 50th anniversary of Jaws. Is there any better way to celebrate outside of actually seeing the movie? Take a chance. Come see a new piece of work that's being done here in Berks County. And there isn't a better place to see it than in Genesius, where you are right up close. And you can see the sweat, and you can see the spit while they're spitting at each other. Come see this fabulous cast in this very funny show coming October 3rd to the Genesius stage. The shark is broken, but the play is not. The play is awesome. So, please, come see this show.